welcome and bienvenue. Welcome. Fremde, étrangers, strangers. Glücklich zu sehen, je suis argenté. I'm happy to see you, bleibe rest to stay. I'm saying welcome and bienvenue. Welcome to cabaret, the cabaret, oh cabaret. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames and messieurs, welcome. Leave your troubles outside. In here, life is beautiful. You all are so beautiful. Even the little man at the piano is beautiful. He is. Look at those ears. Welcome and bienvenue. Welcome to cabaret, the cabaret, oh cabaret. What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Put down that knitting, the book and the broom. It's time for a holiday. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine. Come and hear this man. Come blow your horn, start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting. No use permitting some prophet of doom to wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine. Come and hear the band. Come blow your horn, start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting. No use admitting some prophet of doom to wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Only a cabaret, old chum. And come to the cabaret. Thank you. You are so kind. I'm loving it. There's nothing, but this is great, isn't it? Yep. No, just that you actually came out of your caves to be here. No, really, it's something. I don't know how many of you have been back into Manhattan lately. Anybody out of the 12 of you? I have. Oh, it's something. I'm so worried about Broadway. You know, it's fact. I'm very happy that come January, I'm actually, after 2 auditions and 3 callbacks, I'm going to be in a brand new, this is great, first time talking about it, Mel Brooks musical comedy. It's going to be at the St. James Theater on 44th Street. It's called The Prostate Monologues. There's going to be 3 intermissions. And every man will be seated by their PSA count. And you think I'm kidding. You know, when I was a kid, I grew up not far from here in Queens Village. Anybody from the city? You're allowed to answer. There's only a few of us. I don't even think we have a minion here tonight. Huh? Whitestone. Mafia is from Whitestone. Where? Flushing. Where in Flushing? Oh, I know. Where? Boy, do I know Mitchell Gardens well. Very well. Used to be a great Chinese restaurant. That's it, thank you. Boy, Kenny, you're giving away your age. But I grew up, where? Bayside is great. Do you know that I actually did twice? I did. It was called the Borscht Belt Revisited at Ben's in the Bay Terrace Shopping Center. Is Ben still there? Of course. Obviously, you go there a lot, and your cholesterol is 9,000. You can tell. But I grew up in Queens Village. I'll never forget, I went to Martin Van Buren High School. I came home from school one day and said, Mom, guess what? I got a part in the school play. She goes, that's wonderful, darling. That's fantastic. What part is it? I said, I play the part of a Jewish husband. She starts screaming. She said, tomorrow I want you to go back to school. Tell the teacher you want a speaking part. They're laughing at. Hello? I know, I just wanted to check. But I grew up on 230th Street, and it was great. My grandmother lived with us. And I did a lot of chores around the house. So as kind of like a payback, which I thought was nice, because I was such a big James Bond fanatic, my parents took me to see the second James Bond, Goldfinger. So we go to the movies, my grandmother comes with us, and when Goldfinger's over, my mother, God bless her, she was a woman of no patience. She said, all right, come on, the movie's over. Let's go. My father said, I can't get up. My backside is asleep. She said, that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Backsides don't fall asleep. To which my grandmother chimed in and said, oh, yes, they do. I heard it snoring. This they like. Bernice, don't tell them how many times you've heard this joke. Okay? Okay? Because I never liked you, Bernice. I have to tell you. Mutual. Yeah. This is what Bernice, you got to admit, most of your comedy, where did you learn it? From me. Not Don Rickles. From me. That's it, I'm sure. But that really was a true story. My mother did get very upset, but I did do. I was doing a show called Bye Bye Birdie, and I played the Dick Van Dyke part, Albert Peterson. Yes, I did. I've done a lot of things that you don't know about.
I don't know anything.
I'm a very good person.
I don't know anything about you.
And we're going to keep it that way. He's another person I don't really like, but I have to put up with him. So I thought today, with all the people in Streamland, I know that we have at least 40 with a country this size. It's the best I could do. It's a good thing they didn't charge that much to get in. Because how many of you remember a great radio station? I always talk about this because it's true. WNEW, 11:30 a.m. The Make-Believe Ballroom. They played the music of everyone who's dead. Here's that you're laughing at. Got to get a life, Charles. You did what? Really? Really? No kidding. I wish I could see you. It's the light is, the spotlight when it's on the star. By the way, do you like these colors? I'm very bright. You may not like the show today, but when people say, how was the show? Boy, did he wear sharp-looking clothes. Rob, you like this? It's not from Herrick's. It's my own. It's my own. It really is. But here's a song that was recorded in about 1966. It was recorded by, one of my idols. His name was Mel Torme. I can only give you love that lasts forever, and a promise to be near each time you call. And the only heart I own is for you and you alone. That's all. That's all. I can only give you country walks in springtime, and a hand to hold when leaves begin to fall, and a love whose burning light toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and a love time will never destroy. So if you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you'll adore for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. There are those I am sure who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and a love time will never destroy. So if you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you'll adore for now and evermore. That's all. Oh, that's all. That's all. That's all. Thank you. I love that tune. It's so nice. Da, 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 dee. I'm having fun because it's like I don't know what to do. We could just pick out songs. We could do a sing-along, have a bar mitzvah, whatever anybody is. I have to bend down. Oh, good Lord, come out. Where's me? I have to take a little sip. I just want to say l'chaim. Good health means 18. You know, I got a cousin up in Leavenworth doing 18 to life. I'm afraid to put this down because I'll have to pick it up again. Okay. This is how I get treated. No, I'm kidding. They're so nice here. Kelly, Sean, Laura, everyone at Landmark. They're so professional and so nice. They pay so well. It's just, they're really nice. I could be here every week. I love the looks of you, the lure of you, the sweet of you, and the pure of you, the eyes, the mouth, the eyes of you, east, west, north, and the south of you. I'd love to gain complete control of you and handle even the heart and soul of you. So love at least a small percent of me do, for I love all of you. Be wise, be smart, behave, my heart. Don't go off your guard when she's so close. Be soft and sweet, but be discreet. Don't go off your feet. She's too close for comfort. Too close for comfort, please, not again. Too close to know just when to say when. Be firm and fair, be sure, beware. On your guards, take care when there's such temptation. One thing leads to another, too late to run for cover. but she's much too close for comfort. No, she's too close, baby, so close. I want you close, baby, so close. Tall and tan, young and lovely, girl from Ipanema goes walking close, baby, so close. When she walks, it's like a samba, sways so cool and looks so gentle. Close, baby, so close. I want you close, baby, so close. One thing leads to another, too late to run for cover, but she's much too close for comfort. Now she's so close. Yes. Gee, thank you. You know what? You know what today reminds me of? I don't know why I'm thinking of this. It's just a thought in my head, and there's nothing to stop it. There were so many great clubs in New York. This was actually billed as a night at the Copa. I don't know how many of you ever had the pleasure of ever going to the original Copacabana on 67th Street on the east side. It was owned by a gentleman by the name of Jules Podell, and he was a real character. In the movie Goodfellas, if you remember the scene where they park the car and they're walking down through the kitchen door into the basement and going into the Copa, and they're setting up a table for this young couple, and who's going to be coming out on stage? Henny Youngman. Remember that scene? There was also a scene when someone else was singing, but I'm having a senior moment, can't remember it. I had the pleasure in 1973 to perform and open for Henny Youngman in the Copa. But we'll get to that story later. But that's what all this music was really about. That era, those days, the great American songbook. Anybody who was anyone performed at the Copa, whether with just a piano or with a 15-piece orchestra. Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Victor Moan, Perry Como, Dean Martin, Rosemary Clooney, you name it, they were there. That was the place to be. Alan Dick's Steakhouse was also a great room. Gosh, it's just, and so many other places that actually still exist today under different names. And today, kind of with a small group, because some of the clubs in the city, like the Duplex, Rose's Turn, Brandy's up on the east side, only hold about, 15, 18 people at the most, but it was always so great to have that close. I feel like I'm in another country up here because it's such a nice, intimate. Did they tell you all to sit in different rows and not be next to each other? Or just because I'm lousy and you don't want to get too close to him? I promise you won't catch anything. But I bring all that information up, which is totally boring, because people actually sent me emails and had requests. Do you know how many Broadway shows the composers and lyricists would invite a performer to one of the club rooms before a show opened, or even went out of town for the pre-opening, to sing a few numbers from the show, change the title, just to see the kind of reaction? And recently on PBS, they have a series about Broadway scenes, it's called, and each evening they pick 3 shows. The other night, one of them was a chorus line, and what a marvelous job they did. Did any of you ever get to see a chorus line? Oh, it was great. Here's one of the songs that probably was the most famous one to ever come out of a chorus line, written by the great Marvin Hamlish. 'Kiss today goodbye, 'kiss tomorrow goodbye, 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 'kiss today goodbye, 'kiss tomorro Look, my eyes are dry. The gift was ours to borrow. It's as if we always knew. And I won't regret what I did for love, what I did for love. Gone, love is never gone. As we travel on, that's what we'll remember. Kiss today goodbye and point me toward tomorrow. Wish me luck the same to you. Won't forget, can't regret what I did for love. At the piano, Mr. Charles Henry. Gone, love is never gone. As we travel on, this is what we'll remember. Kiss today goodbye and point me toward tomorrow. Wish me luck the same to you. Won't regret, can't forget what I did for love. What I did for love. What I did for love. Thank you. Thank you, Charles. I could tell them how long we know each other. Was it that bad? How long do we know each other?
Too long.
I taught him right. Josephine, his beautiful wife is sitting right here, Josephine. Josephine, my queen. And she's a registered RN. So if God forbid we need anything, she, right, Joe? Joe, I got something over here I noticed. Could you take what? She's very, yeah, well, she'll only say it to me. You, she's had enough. No, I'm teasing. She's a doll. She's a doll. Franklin General, right? Oh, excuse me. Cardiac unit. I'll tell you what a good friend she is. Back in 2016, November, I had a quadruple bypass. Do you know that if the hospital would have let her, she would have been my nurse and stay with me all night? That's because she's really in love with me, Charles. That's what a good friend she is to me. She's a great friend. You can applaud. It's okay. You know, Sean, if you have any of that make-believe, throw in applause on a disc or something. Because all the folks over there in Streamland, I want you to know this is a 450-seat house. Every seat is taken. So, folks, when you applaud, do it really loud. Do it loud. Really, I want you to do it so loud, because I got to tell you something. This is the end of my career. This is it. When you go outside, if you see a silver Volvo parked, that's mine. Do me a favor, just put a rock on top, a stone. That's it. I'm not kidding. And it's really something, because on the way here, I had to do something that was a little unusual. I had to go to my aunt's house. I had to pay a shipper call. My 97-year-old uncle passed away. Never sick one day in his life, nothing. Never missed a day of work, not a single thing. And you know what, folks? When I go, I want to die just the way he did, in his sleep. Not like his 3 friends who were in his car with him while he was driving. I wrote that joke and I did it at Estamana in the Catskills. Kenny, remember the Estamana? Kenny, are you awake? Ken Cohen's mother, by the way, was a very famous singer in the Catskills. Of course, right now I can't think of what her name was. Mitzi Crane. And she was very good friends with the wonderful Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet. Isn't that true? Ken, why did you take... What's wrong, Ken? Did you take your medicine today? Yes, he did. That's Renee speaking. Wait, no, she did. But the Catskills, that's where I got my schooling. It happened in the Catskills, the Great Concord. I had the pleasure to open for people like Steve Lawrence, Edie Gourmet, the fabulous and gorgeous and funny Toady Fields, Red Buttons, Red Skelton, and my favorite, Buddy Hackett. Remember Buddy Hackett? I wish I could tell you a couple of Buddy Hackett jokes. You want a clean Buddy Hackett joke? Are you awake? I'm just checking. Okay. What? That's what I know. I can't see your faces because of the masks. A few of you, it's okay. I don't mind, but not everybody. Guy walks into a psychiatrist's office. He's completely naked, not a stitch of clothing. Around his entire body, nothing but saran wrap. He runs into the psychiatrist's office. He says, Doc, I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. If you don't help me, I swear to you, that window, I'm going to jump right through the window. He says, calm down. No, I'm telling you. He says, sir, I understand. I mean, obviously, clearly, I can see your nuts. All right, so another guy runs into a psychiatrist's office. Doc, I don't care. He said, you better see, you got to see me. I can't take it anymore. I'm going, all right, calm down. Sit down. Here's a glass of water. Calm down. What's the problem? My wife, she's no good. Every single night she goes downtown. She goes to Harry's bar. She sits at the bar. Whoever sits down next to her, buys her a couple of drinks, she goes back to their house and they make love. I can't take it. It happens every single night. No matter who sits down next to her, buys her, goes home. I can't take it, Doc. Now calm down, the psychiatrist. Calm down. Let's just talk about this one thing at a time. First tell me, where is Harry's bar? See, I'm going to keep that one. I thought it was pretty good. I like it. I have tons of these. I also wrote, I was a writer, Rodney Dangerfield, Lenny Schultz. I don't know how many of you remember Lenny Schultz. He's down in Florida. Stewie Stone, Dick Capri. You name it, I wrote for them. And I'll tell you one thing about Rodney Dangerfield. Every month, by hook or by crook, at the end of the month, I'd get a check for either $25 or $50, and it was signed Mr. Cohen, because Rodney Dangerfield's name was not really Rodney Dangerfield. It was his last name was Cohen, and he was from Babylon, New York. and he was a heck of a nice guy and a drug addict. I thought I'd tell you. What's next? Oh, I know. When we talk about the Copa, Rob, I want you to write a great review on Facebook about today's show. And I would invite you up to sing, but it depends on how good the review is going to be. No, Rob is a great performer. We worked together in a show or two, didn't we? What? Just Joseph. Well, we worked in one show together. I did have the pleasure of working with Ken and his beautiful wife Renee in several shows together at the Herrick's Playhouse. Paula and Bernice, they were the strippers. No, we had a lot of fun. But so many songs became famous because of people like Ella Fitzgerald and Tony Bennett. And often when we talk about these performers, well, what songs did they make famous? Because when you talk about Frank Sinatra, you got to say he was probably right up there as the biggie of the biggest, you know? And he had a great interpretation. I'm going to copy one of his interpretations with a song that's probably played every day somewhere in the world. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Hit it, Charles. From the top, my brother. Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on a Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. I love you. I love you all. Thank you, Mr. Henry. You can go if you'd like. Go ahead. And while you're out, I'm in the mood for a tuna salad sandwich on whole wheat with very finely chopped up celery, a little no-fat mayo. God, I feel like I'm on Everybody Loves Raymond. And he's Marie Barone. Can you imagine that? No. Kind of reminds me, before the pandemic and all of that, we've traveled on the road a lot. And so road trips, they ain't nothing better than a road trip, really. Getting in the car and driving and getting where you got to go. But sometimes when you're driving and you're in the hotel and there's not much to do, and I'm with my significant other and we're sitting in the hotel watching TV, and I love a certain show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You ever watch that? It's great for your mind. It's like watching a Prevagen commercial, really. It's really great. And so I kind of turn and I look at her and I go, honey, you wanna fool around? She says no. So I turned back and I said, is that your final answer? She said yes. I said, then I'd like to phone a friend. Okay, that's out. That one. No, they're laughing. I like it. Okay. This next tune is very special. I'm taking up a lot of time talking, but I really don't care because what you paid to get in here. Streamers, you're probably sitting at home and chowing down. You ever watch other people on Zoom when it's a virtual show, how people eat? You ever see that? They're shoving food down like they're going to the jail, to the electric chair, Or you ever up late at night and there's nothing really on? You ever watch HSN? How many ever bought from HSN? Nobody. Boy, you're all not one of you? Well, that story then is shot to heck. I'm telling you. How about this? You ever see some of the products on the infomercials? You ever see Dr. Ho? The little Asian guy, he's got electronic machines for your feet, for your hips. Did you ever see that? No? Okay, well, we'll drop that line too. So far, this is, wow, I'm really having a great, but anyhow, 1970, I'm coming back from Florida, and I'm waiting for my cab to pick me up to drive me home, because at that time we lived in Port Washington. And one of my neighbors right here in Sands Point was the fabulous Mr. Perry Como. And for those of you that would love to know this, if someone were to ask you who wrote or who had more gold records than anyone, the answer would definitely be Elvis Presley. No question. But you know who number 2 was? Not Sinatra. It was Perry Como. He was the number 1 male vocalist on television with the RCA network for 40 years. It's a lot of time. Here's a song that he recorded in 1970, 71. And I love you so. The people ask me how I've lived till now. I tell them I don't know. I guess they understand how lonely life has been. But life began again. The day you took my hand. And yes, I know how lonely life has been. The shadows follow me, and the nights won't set me free. But I won't let the evening get me down. Now that you're around me, and you love me too. set my spirits free. I'm happy that you do. The book of life is brief, and once a page is read, now all but life is dead. That is my belief. And yes, I know how lonely life can be. The shadows follow me, and the nights won't set me free. But I'll let the evening get me down. Now that you're around me. Thank you. You know, there's a quick story about me and Perry Como. When I mentioned I was at LaGuardia Airport waiting, and I couldn't help but notice he was standing right by me because he always dressed very casually, usually in like a golf outfit with a golf shirt or one of those Sergio Valente leisure suits. And I couldn't help, I had to say hello to him because we lived in the same neighborhood, and he loved to walk, and you'd see him all over town. So I introduced myself, and he said, well, if we're both going back to port, whichever ride comes first, let's take it. Sure enough, his driver came. He said, come on, I'm going to take you home. So we're chatting and chatting away, and I'm as nervous as can be, and I was young and thin. And he said, so tell me, what's your life's ambition? I said, to tell you the truth, I want to be a boy singer. He said, that's so funny, so do I. That's how I felt for the last 40 years. No, I'm kidding. But he really was a great guy. But when we talk about the Copa, let's talk about 1961. A gentleman was breaking through on the charts. His name was Bobby Darin. Here's a song that was in the #1 spot for over 40 weeks on the Billboard charts. I'm sure you're going to remember this one, and if you want to sing along with me, please do, even though you're wearing a mask. Hey, the shark bait has such teeth, dear, and he shows them pearly white. Hey, but just a jackknife has all of my teeth, babe, and he keeps it out of sight. You know when that shark bites, hey, with his teeth and dear, scarlet billows start to spread. Hey, but fancy gloves though, where's all of my teeth, babe? So there's never a trace of red. Now on the sidewalk, oh, Sunday morning, lies a body, hey, just losing life, and someone sneaking around that corner. Or could that someone, hey, someone be Mac the Knife? Oh, there's a tugboat down by the river, don't you know, where a cement bag was here dropping on down, down, down. Hey, that cement is there, it's strictly for the weight, dear. Now if I forget you 10, that old Mackey's back in town. Now did you hear about Louis Miller? He disappeared, babe, Charles. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Ah. Gosh, oh gee, oh me, oh my, oh. Are we having a good time so far? Is everybody? Charlie, let's jump ahead a little bit. Let's look to a little Sinatra tune. Let's do Skin, and then come back to that. Is that okay? Am I confusing you?
Not confusing.
I want to tell you folks, you know what makes a performer great? That's right. Thank you. Only a teacher and a mother would think of that. It's the company he keeps. I'm only as good as the gentleman who, or the young lady who, it depends on what he's wearing. That was cute. At the piano. Because he's not only a fabulous accompanist, he's a great conductor, arranger, performer in his own right, Mr. Charles Henry. And while I'm talking, because I don't always have the good fortune to perform with Charles. I call him Charlie, Chaz, idiot. No, never. We tease each other a lot, but you can believe me when I tell you it's love. But I also perform with a number of other pianists and orchestra leaders because it depends. He has his own life, and he's busy, and he can't always be with me. And I work with this wonderful young lady. Her name is Lydia Sabasto. She's a fabulous pianist and a great jazz pianist, and she happens to write quite a bit of my music that I perform with at certain times, and I adore her. And she's now finally at home and getting over COVID and double pneumonia. Can you imagine that? But she's going to be fine, and she's very sweet and kind, and I enjoy working with her. I don't have as much time, and I can honestly say that I've worked with Charlie for well over 30 years.
Really?
I've worked with Charlie for over 6 months. No, for over 30 years. Over 30 years. Yeah. Well, since Rhythm, Reeds, and Brass. And you look great. You look great. He's a little bit younger than I am because I'm not supposed to talk about it, but on December 31st, I'm going to turn 70 years old.
You know what?
What? Yeah. Sean, can I come down into the pit? Would that be all right? Yeah, can I come a little closer to you folks?
He's vaccinated.
I never did a show like this. Usually we have thousands of people. But I'm loving it. See, now I get to see everybody. Wow, hi. You actually showed up. This is great. Jim and Nancy Cole. Wow, this is terrific. Rob, I could live without you coming. No, Rob, who loves you? Nobody loves you more than I do. That's right. Gary, I don't know. So much. I don't know who's in between the two of you. Hi, Michelle. Michelle, you can do better. You can do better. And Kenny, you're wrapped up like it's 40 degrees in here. He's chilly. Here's a song that I have to tell you. Thank you. It's played every single day in every village, county, town, country, everywhere in the world. Am I right, Charles? Maybe you'll remember this and you can sing with me. I've got you under my skin. Well, I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. Warm me up, Bernice, 'cause I've got you under my skin. I think I'm dead. Well, I've tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair never will go so well. But why should I try to resist when, darling, I know so well? 'Cause I've got you under my skin.
I said anything right. Oh,
you, Lynn, ladies and gentlemen. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you. For the sake
out of the warning voice comes in the night. It repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality. Wake up to reality. Every time I do, just the thought of you makes me drop because I've got you under my skin.
Okay. Thank you. That's Rob Gold. You can see Rob Gold on Blue Bloods and a few other TV shows. Mrs. Maisel, all right, it's enough. You don't have to just because you gave me $5 to bring you and sing you and talk to you. You're really not a nice person. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Ta-ta-ta-ta. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Purposely put the mic stand here so I could get myself to stand up because this is a real pain in the tush coming up. Couldn't give me a table here? Crying out. Anything special anybody would like to hear, say? What? Sorry, you're coming up? Sean, how are we doing on time? Oh, so do we have to get the heck out of here? Can we? Has anybody got anywhere to be? I just feel bad for my friend Peter Triola. He's outside. Gee.
I just have a question.
What are we doing? Oh, thank you. That's all you had to say. You didn't have to be so. Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you could use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's take off to Peru. In Llama Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just fly starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so dear. You may hear all the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Come on now, say the words and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. Well, it's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Mr. Charles Henry. I get you up there where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear all the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Come on now, say the words and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. Well, it's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, baby, fly with me. Come fly, come fly, come fly with me. Ba-da-da-da-dee. Oh, Charlie, you are just the best. You know what else he does? Can I tell them? This young man, you're a sergeant now, isn't that right? Happens to be a sergeant, full-fledged, in the New York City, I want to say this, the Auxiliary Police of New York City in the Queens, no, in New York City. And at major functions, he actually sings the national anthem. But he is a full-fledged, trained, and educated sergeant. And I am very proud of him for that. And with the auxiliary band. Yes, anything else? I can keep going here. Honor guard. That's true, he is. He is. And it's remarkable because a lot of people never want to get involved and do things. But this young man really does. And he's from Flushing. Well, that's where most Jews are from. So that's really all it is. So, no, it's true. I'll give him your address. They can come over and visit. And I'm very proud of him for that. I really am. And in my living room, I got a picture of him in his uniform. No, I do. Josephine, you've seen it. Oh, wait a minute. And I'm proud of you for that. And I think it's a great thing. Okay. With that, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing today. Sometimes I feel like we're back in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes, it is. But we can't tell you about those stories because if we did, we'd have to kill you all. We can't. Let's have Perry's back in town. So, yeah, I think so. Anything? We okay? We're having a good time? We're all right? It sure beats sitting home watching, how much can you watch on TV? That's why you have to have Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, Zulu, Kishin Tukasalain. I mean, you gotta have it. I don't know about you folks. I have Optimum. I pay $243 a month for crap. Isn't that sick? And did you ever try to get them on the phone? And you get that recording? Charlie, one second. I'm talking. Did you ever try to get the Sons of Guns on? The only thing that's worse than calling Optimum is you're sitting at home and the phone rings and you pick it up and this is what you hear. It's an electronic recorded voice that you're hearing. Phone rings. Ring. Hello? I am calling from the IRS. Do not hang up your phone. We know where you live. Every account you have is going to be closed, and we are going to be coming to your house to arrest you, and you are going to have to defend yourself in front of the magistrate. This is coming from someone in the Philippines. Don't you get these calls all day? Or the other one. Hi, I'm calling about your roofing and tile work in your house. I live in a basement apartment in St. Albans. I all day the phone call about insurance, your credit cards, why don't they stop it? Why is it so hard? Could somebody tell me? And I'm paying $244 a month to have Optimums, for telephone, computer, and internet. I think they're full of gold. It's terrible. Well, I said my piece. I thought that number would go over. I don't know. But isn't it terrible? All those phone calls. God. It's impossible. Tell the sun to leave the sky. It's just impossible. It's impossible. Ask a baby not to cry. It's just impossible. Can I hold you closer to me and not feel you going through me? Split the seconds that I never think of you. It's impossible. Can the ocean keep from rushing to the shore? It's impossible. It's impossible. If I had you, could I ever want for more? It's just impossible. And tomorrow, should you ask me for the world, somehow I'd get it. I would sell my very soul and not regret it. For to live without your love, it's impossible. Can I hold you closer to me and not feel you running through me? Split the seconds that I never think of you. It's impossible. Can the ocean keep from rushing to the shore? It's impossible. If I had you, could I ever want for more? It's just impossible. And tomorrow, should I ask you for the world, somehow I'd get it. I could have my very soul and not regret it. For to live without your love, it's impossible. It's impossible. 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 Ooh. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody at Landmark. They are, from Laura Mogul, director, to Kelly, who runs the Tea Time shows here. Don't forget, JC will be here on the, whatever Elaine said. September what? September 1st. Okay, fine. That's great. I want to thank Sean, especially my friend for many years on audio and lighting. He's a fantastic technician, and his assistant John, who's great. And there's John coming in now. John, you got working papers? Because you look like you're only 12. Oh, that's Sean. Well, I can't see because the light is blinding me. But they're really wonderful here. Great hosts. And throughout the year, check their website. They have some fabulous entertainment. I can't wait till I get booked on a Friday or a Saturday night. No kidding, I have been. They're terrific, and you really ought to check it because it is the best deal in town. It really is. And there are lots of places on Long Island to see shows. The Herrick's Playhouse, Star Theater out in Comac, the Studio Theater. I think they're doing Noises Off now. The Argyle is going to be doing Cabaret. They're in Babylon. It's not that far. And there's great places, great things going on. And you want to keep theater and cabaret and music alive, especially in Long Island. That's really what it counts. And I want to thank all of you who are here today that came to see myself and Charlie. And from the bottom, top, and middle of my heart, bless you all for that. Thank you so very, very much. And really, no, seriously, really, because I'm jumping out the window. But before I leave, this is a song that a little medley. I want to cheer you up a little bit and wish you all the best. Please stay healthy, keep those masks on, and get your booster shots. Okay? I've been away from you a long time. I never thought I'd miss you so. Somehow I feel our love is real. Near you, I want to be. Swanee, how I love you, my dear old Swanee. I'd give the world to be among the folks in my Swanee, swaying for you, playing for you, down by the Swanee. The folks up north will see me no more when I get to that Swanee shore. Hope those gates will open great. Come on, sing with me. You know these. Hardly wait. Open up that big white gate. California, here I come. Weep no more, my lady. Sing that song for me. Soft and low, just as though you had me on your knee. A million big kisses I'm gonna deliver if you will only sing that Swanee, 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 Swanee. I keep on singing Swanee because I cannot get up. Rockabye, my rockabye baby, with a Dixie melody. When there are gray skies, I don't mind the gray skies. You keep them blue, sunny boy. Friends may forsake me, let them all forsake me. I still have you, my sunny boy. And when it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining, you know, it's raining violets. And when you see clouds upon the hill, you soon are gonna see crowds of daffodils. for one more time. 11 years at Juilliard, it's the best you could do. Whenever April showers come along. Yesterday I heard a bird say, well, goodbye, oh me, oh my. 7 times he got aboard a train, and 7 times he'd hurry back to kiss his love again and tell her, tut-tut-tut-see, goodbye. Tut-tut-tut-see, don't cry. That choo-choo train that takes me away from you, no words can tell how sad it makes me. Kiss me to the end, then do it over again. Watch for the mail, I'll never fail. If you don't get a letter, then you know I'm in jail. Don't cry, Tootsie, don't cry. Goodbye, Tootsie, goodbye. God bless. Thank you all so much. Get home safe. Thank you. Mr. Charles Henry at the Steinway.